It ends with the quickest fade out. Like an immediate,
instead of like a gradual.
There's nothing more bitch than a quick fade out in a song.
Yeah.
Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my plaid-clad co-host, Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's a new discography per episode. And today, we'll be discussing every album by
St. Vitus.
Hope y'all like Doom.
Ooh, because otherwise...
This will be a bad episode if you don't like Doom.
Yeah.
This is requested on Patreon by Edward. Thank you so much, buddy, for supporting us and hanging out and giving us your money and asking us to listen to metal. That's always fun. Before we get into all this stuff, if you want to support us, you know you want to. Please, for the love of God, you know you want to support us. Why wouldn't you want to support us? I mean, there's plenty of reasons. Don't answer that. Fuck you. YouTube, leave comments, share, tell your buddies, like, subscribe, all that. Appease the almighty algorithm, because we are going to die if you don't. Please, you don't want us to die. You can also find a Spotify playlist on St. Vitus. You can find a link in the description, as well as playlists associated with every other episode that we've done. You can find them all at everyalbumever.com. And of course, patreon.com/everyalbumever. There you go. Bonus episodes, way more bonus episodes than usual. Super duper, almost permanent early access to the Loose Ends episodes, because we're not even throwing them on the main feed. They're just hanging out on Patreon. 20% off all merch. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. And most importantly, Tier 2, the bigger than Jesus tier, there you get to actually request artists for us that we will actually cover. We can't do non-paid requests anymore. We just can't. We don't have that many weeks in the month. There's just too many requests. So go there if you want to do that. It's very fun, good. Plus, all the people there are awesome. I think we're going to be setting up a Discord sometime soon.
That's the dream.
For all y'all to mingle, share your thoughts and ideas and your taste in music. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
To bond with all the
music.
freaks. For the freaks.
Unlike Ving Rhames in Con Air, when he's fantasizing about being on the beach, sipping Mai Tais, surrounded by a bunch of dirty, naked freaks. Anytime
you can make your life a little bit closer to Con Air, I think that's you're on the way to
that's
make
the goal. Yeah.
I think so. Wife and kids. I'm gonna be hanging out with Dave Chappelle and John Malkovich. Okay. Anyway,
and the Puerto Rican guy from, I only know 2 movies he did: Hackers and Con Air.
Well, you know what else do you need?
He's the effeminate guy in both movies, which is crazy.
I already know what you're talking about. Now I know
there you go. Yeah.
So St. Vitus. You know them
real quick.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
It will have been out for a while by the time this comes out, but I recently visited our UK, or not visited, but I did a podcast called Unsung. They're pretty much our UK counterparts, like I said. And we discussed ELO's Time, which Mike hated.
Yeah.
But I loved, and that's kind of the gist of their podcast, is these, you know, for someone like me, overlooked albums, and we make our pitch for why they're overlooked, and it was great. It was fun. That was our very first episode, ELO, so I kind of went back in time. It was fun revisiting that. We talked about lots of things. They're great guys, and yeah, just wanted to plug that.
Sweet guys. I'm glad I had you on.
Yes.
I'm glad you had fun. Everyone check that out, please, for the love of God. So St. Vitus.
Yes.
Well, you know them a lot. Well, I mean, we did Shrine Builder not too long ago, but long enough ago. Check that one out. It was very fun. It's, of course, the super group with Scott Kelly, Dale Crover, and what's his name? El Cisneros.
Yes.
And Wino,
of course.
That's why we're here, Wino.
And we've done plenty of SST bands like Black Flag, Minutemen.
Yep.
There's
possibly others, maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. There's been a lot of episodes. Yeah, that blew my mind. Out of everything here, that they were on SST in the 80s blew my mind the most.
I mean, I guess I had known that for a while, but this is a perfect band for the podcast, because really I had only heard like 2 or 3 albums, and I've seen Saint Vitus live. I think Wino is just one of the craziest characters in rock music, but for the most part,
well, I'll tell you right now, because that sentence said it all.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. All I knew of Wino was that some bits and pieces of him being a wild man, and also the Shrine Builder stuff. I am now a Wino fan.
Are you?
He is the only reason this band is even remotely good. And
I would tend to agree with that. Yes.
Everything that he's on, I pretty much am on board with, and even like a lot.
Yes.
Everything else, I'm out. I'm almost completely out. He's so much more talented than everyone else in this band. The way he writes, not just his songs, because there's not too many, but the songs that he writes are almost like fucking 10 times out of 10 the best songs on the album. His contributions vocally, his vocal hooks are the only truly unique vocal hooks in the entire band's discography.
It's insane how like his vocals fit the doom sludge metal aesthetic. And I wouldn't say they're super unique, but they're also very like him. Like I can't really think of another singer to compare him to.
He's got character. He's got character and personality. He's a good singer. He's not like a crazy virtuoso dude. But we learn in this band, you don't need to be throwing fucking vibratos everywhere to be a good singer.
No.
Like, it's your choices that matter. It's how you do it. It's your confidence. He's got it all, baby. He's got it all. I'm sure it was fueled by meth, but he's got it all.
He's got a little too much confidence.
He's ready.
I will say and maybe we'll get around to it one day when we need to beef up our episode count. But I remember my first introduction to Wino was that Probot album.
Probot, yeah.
He's on the opening track for people wondering who is this guy.
Yeah, a lot of guests on that album.
Yes, I mean he's the opening track. That's probably like the most popular thing he did. But
and after this, I really want to cover the Obsessed now.
Oh yeah. From my memory, I'm a little more interested in the Obsessed after this.
Yeah. So before we go too much into the St. Vitus history, why is, and I would like specific examples if you got them, is Wino such a psychopath, and why is he crazy, and why is he notorious? Because it's hard to find stories online. I couldn't find that much info of why he's so fucking wild.
I think,
or how.
Yeah, I mean that could be like a whole other thing, and I was thinking about maybe doing it, but I didn't have time. I think if you dig into like maybe interviews on YouTube, like it's not even like stories about Wino. Like he will tell people.
I did watch one interview. Well, I watched a couple of interviews, but the first one I saw, it was hysterical because it was him in his garden. It was around 2010.
Yeah.
And
this is probably maybe the same one.
I'm sure it is because once I go into the details, it checks all the boxes because he's talking about how he got sober and how he is sober. Hell yeah. So he's talking about how he's sober now. And it's like, if you've been around anyone in recovery, you've heard this speech. I've heard this speech. I know the fucking cadence of it, the optimism, the confidence of like, oh yeah, I'm done. Like,
yeah,
are you done? Are you done though? So he's talking about how he's done, how he loves his life now. He has his wife and I think his kid, and he's in his garden. And
also, in that garden, he just grows chili peppers, I think.
And he eats them raw.
Yeah,
and I hear, and what I hear is that you can eat a bell pepper raw, like fucking raw.
Bell peppers ain't nothing.
Well, that's what he was eating in the video.
Yeah.
But
okay, never mind. It's been a while since
the thought of eating a bell pepper raw makes me fucking sick. Like, how dare you? How dare you do that? But
I've tried to do that. I've tried to get better eating habits. So I've been snacking.
But the thing is, from a garden, you can do that.
Yeah.
Like the same with tomatoes. You fucking get a tomato out of the garden. That shit's delicious. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. Anyway, digression. He's talking about his sobriety and why he got sober. And he said it was because of his wife or girlfriend. I think his wife. And
now wife, who I don't know if he's still with this woman, but I'm pretty sure that's his sugar mama.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because Well, he's talking about how he met her, and on their first date, they go to a party, and he was still drinking. He'd already moved back home from LA because he was dying from all of his abuse. He moves back home. He's pissing off his parents because he is fucking up their townhouse or wherever the hell he was staying, and he's passed out on the floor in the middle of the day. So he's in that stage. He's still drinking. He meets her. He goes on the first date to a party, and he's chatting up with this dude, this guitar player, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I'm trying to put something together. Why don't we jam out?" And the guy is like, really like, "No, you wouldn't like what I do. You wouldn't like what I'm into." He's like, "You'd be surprised. I'm into all kinds of stuff." He's throwing all these names, and the guy the guy was getting more and more hostile the more I was trying to be friendly with him. I was like, hold on, let's take a step back because. Many of us have had conversations with drunk people. Now, I'm sure they think they're being friendly. I'm sure they really, really believe that they're being friendly and we're the ones being like, "Hey, step off, dude. Yeah. Hey, what the fuck?" Usually it's not that. Usually it's they're being really aggressive and we're just trying to get away. And they take that as a sign of aggression. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't there. Yeah. This is just how I'm seeing his story. So he says that finally the guy was being too rude, and he says, "Hey man, you're pissing me off." Now when a drunk man says you're pissing me off, you've lost. You need to leave the room immediately. You're done. He says that the guy said, "What are you gonna do about it?" And then Wino proceeded to put him in the hospital. Yep. Like full ambulance and everything, blood everywhere. The girl I don't know what happens that night, but the next day he calls her up saying, you want to get together?" And she's like, "You're a little too wild for me, all right? Sure. A little too wild." And he says, "Hey, okay." And he said, "It was that moment I decided to get sober. I didn't want to lose this one." I was like, "That's very sweet. That's super sweet." And then he said,
how he gets sober.
"Well, I'm glad you asked, Alex." He's like, I didn't go conventional means. Yeah. I took a heroic dose of mushrooms
in the desert
and then decided to let nature work itself out. And it worked. And here's the thing. I don't discredit that at all. I think it did work. Yeah. For a while. He relapsed. Obviously, he definitely relapsed. But mushrooms will do some shit like that. It'll for sure do some shit like that. It doesn't really replace like the work that goes into recovery. It's not, you can't just fucking.
It's not a miracle.
There's no cheat code to it. It's fucking tough.
Yeah. That's the interview I saw on how I got into St. Vitus. That is from a documentary called Such Hawks, Such Hounds. If people are fans of Doom, Stoner, Sludge Metal, check that documentary out. I don't know how or where it's available. I own it on DVD.
Holy shit.
So yeah, that's when I was like, he is a fucking crazy person. I need to hear the music this guy makes.
He's a fun guy. Like maybe not when he's fucking doing meth. Like the most recent one was he was reunited with St. Vitus and he got caught with meth in Norway.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And they sent him home. They put him in jail for like, I don't know how long, not long. And they sent him home. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, my bad, dog, my bad." Fair enough.
It's wild having kids and doing meth. What a
the man looks like what he is, a wino.
He doesn't.
I love him though.
I haven't seen him lately, but the last time I saw him, I would expect him to look more like a the singer from Pentagram, Bobby whatever. That guy looks like how Wino lives.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah. This guy looks like a couple versions of Death.
Yeah. And then the Pentagram documentary is also like this hard to watch. But yeah, so that was the same one I saw back in the day. And yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I definitely should watch more. Like when I can't sleep, I should just type in Scott Weinrich.
Or Weinrich, yeah. Is it Weinrich or Weinrich? I think it's Weinrich. It looks
probably Weinrich. You're better at pronouncing last names than I am.
Now I don't know. Well, he doesn't strike me as Jewish. Is that a Jewish name? Sounds like it. Maybe he is Jewish. I never know. Okay, so now the actual band.
Yes. So
it's a Dave Chandler band, basically.
Yeah, basically Dave Chandler, the guitar player, is the guy who started it. And for the most part, until the later years, the members don't change except for the singers.
Yeah.
So we got Dave Chandler on guitar, Mark Adams on bass, Armando Acosta on drums. And then, 79 in Lomita, California, they'd bring in Scott Regers.
Scott Regers, this man, oh man. Like,
I've got some feelings about him, and I'm glad I did, because initially I was just like, whatever, but he kind of grew on me in ways.
He grew apart from me very quickly. Like, and it got worse because he's basically as consistent as Wino. He's on just as many albums as Wino.
And then, I think like the current state of the band is sometimes they tour with Scott, sometimes they tour with Wino.
Yeah. And obviously I'm sure Scott's a lot more reliable. I'm going to guess he doesn't have meth on him at all times.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that too.
But if you get Wino, that's the winning lineup.
Oh, that's the lineup I've seen live. Yeah, I don't want to see.
No. Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, they were very influential. I'm sure people like them with whoever. But goddamn, and like there is one other singer, and we'll talk about that when it comes up. But I mean, it was like it's just the singer changing, but it changes everything.
The whole dynamic.
The whole feel of it. It's like it's kind of a different band.
Yes, this is the doom metal version of Van Halen.
Oh my God. I know, in a way. Yeah. In a way, Wino was David Lee Roth.
Yeah, you got two prominent singers that people could go either way with, and an unfortunate third one no one fucking cares for.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was only one other guy, right? The dude on Van Halen 3.
Yeah, I wrote his name down because I thought I knew what it was. And because I make that comparison. I blew my load. I was going to save it for the album. Gary Sharon.
Oh, Sharon. Oh, I remember now. Oh, I fucking hate that album. Oh, go check out Van Halen episode. That was episode 18 or something. That was a good one. But yeah, so altogether, St. Vitus has 9 albums. And price. Go ahead.
Oh, I should say, very, very slow at the time in LA. You do the thrash speed thing.
Yeah.
Slayer or Metallica is doing, or you do the glam thing, your Motley Crues, whoever else. These guys said no.
Yeah.
None of that. And so they were kind of rejected by the metal scene.
Yeah.
And Greg Ginn was like, hey, these guys are great. You should come play with us. And their friendship with Black Flag is what led to them getting signed with SST.
That's so wild and so awesome because say what you will about Greg Ginn being a fucking psycho cat man, but he really did live that entire aesthetic of like, punk is just what is different, and he's trying something that maybe might not be popular, but if you're being creative, who fucking cares? If it's good, who cares?
And in the 80s, these guys were very different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, you look at the time period, it's around the same time that Black Flag was doing My War and going slower and creating sludge metal.
Probably
basically.
had an influence.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's not a coincidence that everybody, like, they kind of know each other. Black Flag was so fucking good. God damn it. Check out that episode too. Anyway, 9 albums. First album came out in 1984. Last one, 2019. So there's a possibility that they will keep making albums.
It is possible.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But also a little annoying. You got 2 self-titled albums, which makes Apple Music a nightmare.
Does it?
For me, anyway.
Because they have different album covers.
They do. But you know what happened to me?
What's
that? I couldn't stop it from happening. If you add one and then you add the second one, it puts it in the same album.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So in order for them to be separated into 2 different albums, you have to delete. You can only have one at a time. So
long term, I'm only having one of these in my library.
Long term, I'm having none of these. But I do know which one I would out of the 2.
Yes.
Anyway. First one 1984, last one 2019. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hell yeah. So this is the first self-titled, 1984.
my first impression of this album was that the low quality hurts it.
Yeah.
But it's grown on me over the years. I do think it is kind of charming now.
It sounds like total dick, but again, it doesn't really hurt.
Also produced by Dez.
Produced by Dez Cadena. I didn't even know that. That's insane.
Yeah.
No wonder it sounds like shit. There it is, Sky Riggers.
I like.
Oh my god.
He doesn't go like the Judas Priest route though.
He doesn't have the range for it. That's the only reason he doesn't do it.
That's the only thing stopping him. I like.
Listen, he has a good. He can sing. He is a good singer. He just does the same shit over and over again though.
I think because this album is so short, I'm fine with it here. Knowing that we're gonna go into 9 albums, it is kind of nice that it is like this night and day thing. Knowing, when Wino comes in, it's gonna be very different. But yeah, unless you are like a particular fan of this kind, like I don't see how this could like win anyone over. But
it's a little goofy. I liked his voice at first because I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's not like it. It kind of fits in a weird way because it's just such. I mean, that song wasn't the slowest, but it's still really heavy and grimy and dirty as fuck. So you don't expect this little wailer up there. But by the end of the album, I'm like, fucking all right, dude.
Really? Because
and I think honestly, sorry.
I'll go for it. No, go for it.
This is my favorite album with Riegers.
Like, I agree with that.
In terms of how he sounds, I think he only sounds worse from after this.
Yeah, I think the songwriting is also better. Like afterwards, you have White Magic, Black Magic, and I was trying to figure out why I like that song. And
why do you like that song?
I think it's because the bass line really, and I think on a lot of songs due to the sludgy doom nature, this is not a band you listen to for the bass particularly, but there is this like really charming bass riff that is prevalent on there.
That song, well, this band is very Sabbathy, very Black Sabbathy. They like Black Sabbath. I don't know if you got that. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't. I
didn't catch that. They're big old fans of the Sabbath. That was, I mean, even the intro track is a little Sabbathy, but that one was like, okay.
No, that's the most.
Okay.
No, that's the most for sure.
But like, I don't really care for the song very much at all. But I do dig that chorus. It does have moments for me. Overall, this whole thing I felt was very hit or miss. I think Burial at Sea is by far the best track on here.
I'm debating what my favorite track on here, but yeah, the last side 2,
right? Side 2 is definitely strong.
I think that's definitely where it's at. That's where you're like, okay, there's something unique about this band.
Yes.
Burial at Sea is by far the most like dynamic.
It's heavy, it's evil, it's rad.
Yeah, at first, because it follows Psychopath, which is like, a slow burning doom song.
Yeah, 9 minutes. The Psychopath is 9 minutes. Yeah.
And then I was a little worried Burial at Sea was going to do the same, but it picks up the pace. Yeah. It does all these great things. And I would say this does a decent balancing act between, you have like your thrash, I don't want to say thrash, but a little more upbeat Sabbath stuff in the beginning, and then the slower stuff at the end.
And again, it's not crazy doom because it didn't exist yet. They're kind of developing it, but it is slower. And that's the funny thing about the Psychopath. Like, I don't know why I like it. Like, I don't think it's very well written. Scott sound, I hate the way Scott sounds on there. It's fucking 9 minutes of the same thing, and it still kind of works.
It does kind of work, and it does make you appreciate, or me kind of like appreciate the Melvins, like how they took this formula and really like turned it into like compare like the Psychopath to Boris, and it's like it's not even close.
Oh no, they're basically different genres.
But yeah, it's I don't mean to be like throw that song under the bus, but just the way the music evolved from this to the Melvins.
Also, which I'm just seeing here, it's sad and interesting. This was recorded in 1982, and it was delayed. The same reason My War was delayed by Black Flag, because of the lawsuits that SST was in.
Yeah.
What a fucking bummer.
Yeah, because
holy shit.
Yeah, this I know they listen to like Blue Cheer, but like if this came out like 82, it would have been even like crazier.
That's the thing. Listening to this with the context of, oh, this is an 84, this is 82. That's even crazier.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not the most revolutionary album, but it is a style that was not played very much.
It's like the ideas are there, but the style is not refined to the point.
It's still a lot of traditional heavy metal is in there, especially with Scott doing his, God damn, that never stops being funny, man. It only gets funnier. Oh my God. But anyway, interesting debut. Rough, but you see the potential. Hell yeah.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the genre or the band, I think there's definitely has its charms.
But now we're on to the second. This one is a little bit. I'm not sure how you listen to it, because
I just listened to it in order.
No, I mean, because on streaming, the next album is coupled with the first EP. Yeah, and it's put at the beginning.
Yeah. So yeah, I listened to the EP.
So yeah, and then before we go into it, I did both. I listened to it with the EP and then listened to it separate. Yeah, and I think we probably talk about. Let's just talk about it. Who gives a fuck? Okay. Yeah. So this is 1985's the Walking Dead EP and Hallow's Victim. Man, that was so punky.
Welcome to darkness.
Imagine you just kept like the ugly, like that. Yeah.
I mean, he does lean into it more in later albums for sure. So this is. Yeah, this is technically the opening track to the Walking Dead EP.
Yes.
I don't mind this song, and I do dig those bells.
Yes, the drumming is again this guitar and vocal band, but here and there there's some nice drum playing. Like every 80s metal album, though, that double bass sucks.
Oh, they haven't figured it out yet. Yeah. I think it was worse on the first album, though. On the first album, the double playing sounded like it shook the whole room.
Yeah.
Let's put on the opener to the record.
Okay.
Oh fuck it. Left my notes
this out. And then
Wars Are Destiny is the opener to Hallow's Victim. Now this sounds like an intro song, just because of all the feedback.
That's true.
Another thing that this streaming version does that I do not like, because it was taken from a CD reissue.
Oh.
It puts track 2 of Hallow's Victim before this song. So it just screws up the order. Yeah. So I literally made a fucking playlist to have it in the right order. Which we will have to do for another album with Wino later on, by the way. Fucking insane. Apple sucks.
It's a little more like galloping than the stuff on the EP too.
Well, it's not necessarily gallopy. It's just slower and like mid-pace. I gotta say though, that fucking drop in tempo feels wonky.
You know, I guess this would be a band to play with drops and tempos.
Yeah, it just feels uneven. Destiny! Dude, all he does is follow the fucking guitar lines like late era Ozzy.
Yeah.
The laziest bullshit you could possibly do. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, I enjoyed this a lot less than the first album.
I totally agree. I thought the EP was more interesting. I like the way the EP holds up.
Yeah, White Stallions is the closer on the EP, which is like 11 minutes, but it's not too bad.
Yes, I'm going to assume that song's about coke too.
What else could it be? But the record itself, I like very little on here, but go on.
Yeah, I will say on the EP though, the title track is like the most melodic thing they've done at this point.
I think it might be the only thing I like on the album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the fastest, craziest thing they've done, and also the coolest drum shit that they've done up to this point. It's also another characteristic, by the way. When they go fast, it's rare, but it's never. It's like they can do that too. But it's the. I don't know. It never feels out of. It's too seldom for it to not feel out of place, but it doesn't sound like they can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
It's a choice. Going on to the Hallow's Victim album. Yeah, I don't know. This is that opening track. It is what it is. I thought Mystic Lady, that was a little more interesting because
can't take it, hate it.
Really,
it's just more slow stoner metal, but just not developed and still so derivative of Black Sabbath. And
I like the guitar solo on there.
I do see it working for people. Like that's one where I can put it aside. I get it.
I like when they have songs that rev up, as opposed to everything else they do. I thought the title track had potential. But
see, we got it mixed up. I thought you meant the title track "Hallow's Victim." You meant what? You meant
sorry, yes.
The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Opposite for me. I like Hallow's Victim. I don't like The Walking Dead.
I like the music a lot on the title track for Hallow's Victim. I should just say it.
Yeah, I got this point. There's two records here that have title track.
And then his I don't know, his voice is, it's only 2 minutes 40 seconds.
Exactly.
But
it's what I mean. It's like the craziest thing they've done. Craziest, fastest, especially drum wise.
And then the end of this record, woof, like it's not awful, but like it all just kind of runs together. Like if you put the last, well, not including the outro
or the bonus track, Look Behind You.
Yeah, but if you put those on like random and shuffle, I couldn't tell you.
They're
really interchangeable.
I don't mind Prayer for the M asses so much. I know it's masses, but it has parentheses. I don't mind either that song at all. I think the Doomy sections are pretty cool, but like Just Friends is, I mean, Jesus Christ! At that point, Scott was really getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
I mean, because he just keeps doing it. And you can do all that fucking dramatic bullshit all you want. Just have interesting looks, interesting hooks, lines, have interesting melodies. This
is not a hooky or a melody band, though.
Wino does it.
Yeah,
we'll get into when he comes on board, and that's what I thought at this point. Like, oh, I guess they're just not that kind of band. Yeah. And then someone comes in and is just a better vocal line writer than this guy, and it changes everything. So he's following the guitar lines note for note, which why are you even singing? It does nothing, or he's just doing the same kind of fucking pentatonic, like 3-note things with heavy vibrato. By the way, his vibrato is so heavy. Like he's going hard. Right? He's pushing with everything he has every single time.
He's really trying to show off.
It's not necessary. Yeah. Like, I get it. I totally get it. Like you're a good singer. You have the voice. You can do it. These songs don't necessarily call for that.
Also, I didn't realize that we have the Wiki, and I just saw it fucking Spot.
I just saw it as well.
Yeah.
Fucking.
This album should sound amazing. That's the same one. Why else?
SST Spot.
What else is he gonna do?
Trying to look at
the Misfits, Earth AD.
Yeah, who's gonna do Meat Puppets, Minutemen, fucking.
Husker Du's another one we done. Yeah, we're getting through the whole Spot discography.
Spot was the SST man, and fucking honestly, like. It just reminded me how great SST was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's so bizarre that they're on this. I mean, like, They're the only metal band on SST.
It's funny. It's like the token metal band. Yeah. It works, but then like in the metal landscape, it's like, well, you know, we do got a few other bands that sound like this. Maybe. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But anyway, Scott is at this point. I'm over it, and I was so glad to see that there was a different singer on
last.
Yeah. Well, it's not his last album,
for
but
a bit.
For a while, he'll be back. But I was a little beaten down by this one, a little disheartened.
Mm-hmm.
EP is a more stomachable, which is not a word, than the album, but still.
I agree.
Here we go, folks. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Hell yeah. This is the introduction of Wino, 1986's Born Too Late.
This feels like a very Greg Ginn type thing to do. I know it's not, but just saying in terms of like, you know, obviously they hang out.
Oh, you mean
like
the intro? Oh, yeah.
Intro.
Very scraggly. Also, this already feels so much more doomy.
It does. Way more evil.
Yeah. One thing I didn't mention on the previous couple that is still prevalent here, bitch-ass guitar tone. There's no chunk to it. There's no crunch. There's no bite. It's very, very flimsy.
That's also something I think bands in Seattle would end up doing better. And
yeah, the fuzzy,
yeah, bands in Seattle and of course modern, like,
oh yeah, these days,
you can do anything. It's like, obviously, he's inspired by Ozzy, but he doesn't sound like Ozzy.
Not at all. Also, this guitar riff, blows. This song is great.
Yeah.
That's how important his vocal lines are. Simple, but they're changing the song.
I agree with that, and that's really only something I could make with, like, hindsight, knowing, like, the post-Wino stuff. Like how important he is to this band.
I felt it immediately with this song. With this song, I was like, this is the best song they've done yet. Without a doubt. Like, you go ahead, look. It's a simple 3-note riff, the most generic thing ever, but somehow it feels fucking heavy and badass. Obviously, best personal favorite.
Same.
I mean,
there's a reason it's this one. This is the only St. Vitus album I own. It might stay that way.
This is the only, like, it said everyone, oh, this is the best one. We're not trying to be edgy, controversial. We're not trying to like surprise. This is just simply the best, and there's no argument. Like if you can make an argument for a different album, by all means. But this is the best, dude. Like this is clearly,
it's the most interesting. It's the one I will just like listen to start to finish.
Yeah, every song is great.
Yeah, the only song I have issue with, and I shouldn't even have issue with, is the Thirsty and Miserable cover.
Oh yeah,
because it doesn't work for me. But they do what you're supposed to do with the cover. They totally change it. They make it their own. It's completely not note for note cover. They do their own thing with it.
Also, that is a bonus track on the Thirsty and Miserable EP.
Okay.
So on streaming, you'll find it all lumped together. The final 3 tracks are the Thirsty and Miserable EP, which is, of course, the cover by Black Flag, Look Behind You, and The End of the End. All of which, if you take those out and just go for the original 6 tracks, this is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal. The Thirsty and Miserable EP is fine. Look Behind You is super weak, and it's also the bonus track on the last album with Scott on vocals, because apparently he recorded like a bunch of these songs
and they redid them.
They just redid them because they had a good thing.
Because you should
definitely. The Wino version is definitely better. It is still not for me though, and The End of the End I think is pretty kooky, kind of cool. Don't love it, but it's fine. So that's just the EP. Back to the album.
Yes, that's the title track we played is a doom metal classic. It deserves it. I love Clear Window Pane. You get a big tom beat, which is kind of unusual for a band like this.
Mm-hmm.
The ugliest guitars, and I mean that in the best way, in like the complimenting way, where like the ugly guitars work for this song.
That's halfway through it, everything just falls apart, completely falls apart, like, but in a very intentional, doomy,
purposeful way,
chaotic way. Yeah, very cool. And again, like I said at the beginning, this finally feels legitimately doomy.
Yeah,
where it's like it's slow, it's deliberate, it's heavy, and it hits hard.
It does. And then it's so crazy because then you got Dying Inside, and it's another long doom song, but it stands on its own. Born Too Late and Dying Inside are two totally different songs. And it's just taps into an evil sound that I feel like they struggle with later on.
Yeah, they don't do too much evil. It's usually rockin', pentatonic, Black Sabbathy, which is funny because Black Sabbath isn't really that evil sound, even though they're the most evil band in terms of what they created metal wise. But yeah, Dying Inside, big, giant, empty, spacious.
Yes.
It's very cool.
It's what I love about the genre, and this nails it.
Fucking The Lost Feeling is basically Melvins before the Melvins.
I like the concept of that song, singing from the first person of depression, like depression is a person. I thought that was a clever thing that was very on brand with Mr. Wino. He would know.
Oh, I bet. And so that one does what they'll do later on as well, or eventually, like every once in a while, they'll go in. It's very bass driven, minimal, crawly, creepy kind of thing. And they always end up being my favorite Vitus songs. Just the ones that are bass driven, way more minimal. I've learned, I don't care for Dave Chandler. I get it's his band. I don't like anything he does. I don't think he's a good songwriter. I don't like his playing. I don't think he's a very good guitar player. I don't like his tone. I like everybody except him pretty much. I think he's probably a great guy. He did a great thing with this band. I don't love it.
Yeah, I'll be a little less. He needs Wino in his life, sadly. So or goodly. Yeah. For better or for worse, he needs Wino. They just work. That's his muse.
Works. And also like everything here is all Dave Chandler. He wrote everything. But that's the thing. Like, I know he didn't write the vocal lines, which makes me think about it. Like, well,
credits are
So why? So okay. So by law, or at least by copyright law, you can't copyright a bass line. You can copyright a melody. So why wouldn't the main vocal line be considered the melody which is being written? And that's where you get into this weird gray area where you look at stuff like Danzig, where he gets credit for writing everything, but he clearly didn't write everything. Clearly. Maybe the Misfits he wrote like the vast majority, which is already impressive enough. But like in the band Danzig, he ain't writing all that crazy, all those licks and shit. So what really makes this so interesting is Wino's contribution, which is not credited. It's interesting. It's interesting.
It's pretty wacky world of,
unless he did write the vocal lines somehow and was only good at writing vocal lines when Wino was in the band. Which is hard to believe, but I don't know, man. It also makes me think of Jane's Addiction. Check out that episode, by the way, where that sick fuck Perry Farrell, that son of a bitch insisted on taking 75% of the cut.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because he said, okay, I wrote all the lyrics. All right. Then I wrote all the vocal melodies. Plus I helped write the music. That's 75%. When it's not.
Yeah. It's
not. I'm sorry, buddy. Lyrics aren't 25% of writing credit.
That's some Scott Steiner math going on there.
And he worked. He fucking got the 75%. So maybe he's right. But that's what I mean. Like, clearly that counts. That is, I mean, that's important. It's important. So what exactly is Wino doing here?
This is doing a lot.
We'll never know, or we already know. We just
Yeah.
Anyway, you know how we fucking feel. It's a great album. It's a great album.
It is.
I do see myself coming back to this one a lot, but we're not done with Wino.
No, we got a
Few more.
few more. Yes.
Hell yeah. So you ready?
Yes.
Hell yeah. This is 1988's Mournful Cries.
It is nice to hear some energy after the like doom and gloom of Born Too Late.
I agree. And this is the only non-doomy track on the album, and I don't like it. It might be my least favorite song on the album.
Interesting.
But I do like this album.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's not that bad though.
I'm gonna go out. I know this isn't like a follow-up per se. This is like what their fourth. Yeah, their fourth album.
Yeah.
But I'm calling it a follow-up.
It's basically a follow.
I was pretty disappointed.
Really?
I would throw this in like the sophomore slump category.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get more into it.
I don't hate it, but it's just
I do think this is a spectacularly weak opener. I don't like this song.
It's grown on me.
All right. Yeah, one glaring thing. Wino's vocals are mixed insanely quiet on this album.
I think that's what it was.
They're so buried, it's insane. It usually doesn't bother me, but as we've established, we quite like his contributions.
Yes.
So burying him is not the best. So I actually did like this album quite a bit. By the way, this is important. If you're on Apple, I haven't checked Spotify, but Apple fucks this album up completely. It changes side 2 completely. So I don't remember where exactly. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm sure it's a streaming thing.
It's probably on So side 2 starts. So the actual closer for the album is Looking Glass. That's track 4 streaming, and it closes with The Troll, which changes things a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and do that because my issue with the album as is streaming is it feels a little too formulaic. You get these songs that are a little long in tooth and they're not endearing to me the way they were on the last one. And it feels like it follows the format of you get the rocker and then you get the doom song, rinse and repeat until the album's over.
Oh, I don't. So now I got to like think about which song is which because the original lineup is different. Because I remember when Looking Glass came on, and the first time I heard it on the standard streaming track listing, it's like, oh, that's the one with the acoustic intro. I was like, oh, this is they haven't done acoustic before.
I thought we were going to get a ballad there. We didn't.
We didn't. Instead, we got a fucking badass doom song. I like it a lot.
Okay,
but I was like, okay, that mixes it up. But it's also the original closer so much better as a closer because The Troll. I'm sorry, I'm getting all these names mixed up, and it's probably confusing for people who don't know the album. But The Troll, which I do like the song, I do think it's pretty badass. It ends so fucking wimpily. It ends like a bitch. It ends with the quickest fade out, like like an immediate
instead of like a gradual.
There's nothing more bitch than a quick fade out in a song. So that was what I thought the closer was. So I'm like, that's it. That's the fucking album. Are you kidding me? And then when I saw that, I made a playlist with the original track listing, ending it with Looking Glass. It's a fucking good closer. It ends with a pop.
I'm gonna make a playlist and revisit this because the way it is, it's this. Yeah, I think like the Troll, Shooting Gallery, and Dragon Time, they do feel, like I said, a little long in tooth, and the format gets a little tiresome for me here. So
they are long. I mean, again, it is 6 songs in a half-hour album. So,
but this isn't even in like the bottom 3 worst things they've done.
Not even close. I put this in the top 3.
Yeah,
I do like this one. a lot. And I don't like the way it's produced. There is a little bit more crunch to it. It is technically better production than what they've had before. But again, burying Wino is a bit of a mistake. And even like, again, they will always, until the very end, do stuff that is extremely predictable and generic, but sometimes it's just okay. Like I don't mind Shooting Gallery. It is definitely predictable as fuck.
Yeah.
But I do like the doingness of it. And then halfway through it speeds up and I think it kicks ass. But
and also, you know, it might be an album that like once I get away from all this and I like can listen to other things, maybe when I'm not like mainlining doom metal, maybe like listen to some hip hop and then listen to this. Maybe it'll grow on me.
I do think it will, because this at this point, even for me, the doominess was starting to wear on me. Like, okay, this is getting there's a lot of slow, lengthy songs. I think if you step away, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
Because this is a rad album cover. I hate for it to go to waste.
It is the most fucking early 80s metal cover I've ever seen.
I love it. I bought a like 80s movie today called Dragon Slayer. I've never seen it. I know nothing about it, but it reminded me of like a doom metal album cover, and it was at the thrift store for $1. So I'm like,
that's some fucking Conan the Barbarian shit.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I'm going to judge a book by its cover.
You gotta. That's why they have covers.
Yes.
Sorry.
To judge.
Anyway, solid album, but let's move on. Let's move on. This is 1990s.
Sorry. I had it pulled. Sorry. I got to go on.
This one's not streaming. It's the only one not streaming, which is a bummer. I'm sure it's 5.
Sorry.
Is it 5 or V? I'm sure it's 5.
It's 5. Yeah.
Fuck it. 1990s 5. Now this song sucks.
But Wino sounds good.
Wino does sound good.
Yeah.
And I think the album sounds pretty good too.
I agree too. This is kind of a misleading intro, I think.
Very misleading. This is junior high metal riffs. It's fucking terrible. That's why I say Dave Chandler's a bad songwriter, because this sucks, dude.
He's a first draft guy.
Yeah.
You get the first draft of his. Also, I don't know. I like this one more than the previous one, and I don't know why it's not streaming.
Yeah.
I know Southern Lord did like a re-release in 2004, and I don't know if they still own the rights to it, but like, come on, Southern Lord. You're one of my favorite record labels.
I don't understand it either. Yeah, because this is the first record not on SST.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it should be screaming. Sorry, I'm like
streaming.
Yeah. It should also screaming.
Streaming. All right. Yeah, there we go. So that's a weak opener, but this is a cool album. It has a lot of good stuff here.
Because usually when it's not streaming, it's usually because people think it's awful. This is not awful.
Or the band is like ashamed of it or something like that.
Yeah, I like it quite a bit. There's some like surprising things. Like it has a stupid name, but like Ice Monkey
rules, dude.
I like it. It's really cool.
And that's written by Wino.
Yes.
Also, Wino writes 2 songs in here. I think they're the best songs on the album.
Yeah, what's the other one?
When Emotion Dies, which is a little strange, and it will turn off a lot of people.
That has female vocals on it.
The worst female vocals I have ever heard. She can't sing. How? No, listen, I want to make a statement here.
Okay.
How often have you ever heard a record where a female guest vocalist can't sing? Ever?
Because they're the guests.
It's never happened except here. She's weirdly tone deaf.
I'm gonna throw this on.
You gotta.
So I will point before I throw this on. The thing that took me aback wasn't. I don't know if she's credited on Discogs. The thing that Fiona McMillan. I think she can sing. The thing that took me back was that they are soulful vocals.
It is interesting, yes. But the song rules. I'm already on board. This is a great riff. It's acoustic. Oh fuck yeah!
That is a like one of the more interesting.
Sick and tired and feeling blue. Just remember.
You can argue that. Sorry, go ahead.
It is a weird back and forth.
You can argue that it is. Well, actually,
What's
that's
that?
Dave on vocals.
Oh,
Explains why it's.
is it
bad.
why?
It's not Wino on
Okay.
vocals. That's Wino sings on Ice Monkey, which he sings on everything else, but
Yeah.
like he plays guitar on Ice Monkey. I thought this was Wino on vocals. Like, why does it sound bad? So
Take a look around.
Dave sucks everywhere. Oh my god. Okay, so she's fine. She is doing soulful stuff, which is unusual, and it sounds kind of wonky. Dave is just missing notes on top of it, so it sounds like they're just missing harmonies with each other, like completely. I was wrong. He sucks. She's fine.
There we go.
Dude,
I knew she was fine.
Dave just sucks. Oh my god.
Having revelations in real time.
The song is so good, and oh fuck.
I Bleed Black. That's like a.
That should have been the opener.
Yeah, it should have. It like really hits you in the feels on that one.
But that's the thing, though. Like,
I do.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. Patria kind of feels like
Petra.
Yeah, that kind of like grinds to a halt there, which is unfortunate because it's like right in the middle. Took me out a little bit, but once Ice Monkey comes on and Jack Frost is I like those both, so I'm like back into it. It's just kind of unfortunate the placement.
I'm not a fan of Jack Frost so much, but to go back to I Bleed Black for a second. So, like that one again, it's another one just sounds like a fucking high school garage band trying to be Black Sabbath, but for some reason. It just kind of won me over at some point. It's like it's something. It's just okay. It's not bad. I don't know why, but fucking Petra is so derivative of Sabbath. It's getting annoying.
Yeah,
it's just, and they'll get more egregious later on with the ripping off of Sabbath. But at that point, I'm just so exhausted. Again, just fucking Wino's vocals just turns regular boring ass riffs into cool song. It just opens it up.
It does. He finds a way, and he's not doing like the singing with the guitar thing.
Son of a bitch just makes miracles. He just, I mean, at this point anyway, it's just, yeah. So again, I don't love it, but again, I can stomach it. And obviously, Ice Monkey rules. Angry Man, I think, is another just horrific Sabbath ripoff. I just can't. Oh boy. Oh, I hate it.
Wow, I see Mark Adams got credited there.
Oh, bass player, yeah. He wrote this. Yeah. Oh, well, he doesn't write too many songs.
You can have one, Mark.
Yeah. The closer, Mind Food, I think is a strong closer. It's super short, very heavy, to the point. More energetic than most of the stuff here. And this is the last of Wino that we'll see for a while.
He would leave to reform the Obsessed. So looking forward to that episode.
Oh, for sure. So an interesting. Okay, so I was watching an interview with him, and I think it was hard to make out because the man slurs quite a bit, even when sober. But I think what happened was he was having some sort of stalemate with a record label over the Obsessed.
Yeah, this man gets in the most standoffs.
When you're on all the drugs, what else is there to do?
That's true.
So there was some sort of dispute where they wouldn't put out the record, or they couldn't put out the record. Mm-hmm. So he just, I think he took it off the table, said, fuck you guys, you know, and then he joined St. Vitus.
Yeah.
That's just what happened. He just needed something else to do, I think. And it ended up turning the band into a good band.
Yes.
And then left when he got his old one back.
Dang, St. Vitus, Dave Chandler, you guys are so lucky that happened.
We're the biggest assholes. Like, you guys lucky this fucking junkie came in and turned things around for you.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's fit. I don't think it's an unfair conversation. If that's the case, like, would we be talking about St. Vitus today? If it,
I would not. I would
probably not. Yeah.
I didn't know how. I thought going in, I thought Wino was the permanent singer from the album he came in.
I thought he was on more albums.
I thought he was on everything except for the first two. Then I realized like he's just kind of in and out, and it's not his band. He barely writes yet. He's the only thing I like about the band.
Knowing what a crazy life he lives, I'm amazed somehow I've seen him live twice. Like, that feels like a miracle somehow.
And it's another thing where I can't believe there isn't a more fleshed out wiki on him. I can't believe he's not more known. He's still pretty underground.
I don't know if the clip you saw, if they included it, but someone was like, or maybe Dave Grohl said it somewhere else. Someone somewhere was like, this guy, like, he is like a rock star. Like, he has all these like tendencies and these clever ideas, but he's just like the rock star that like never made it.
Yeah.
And,
really is.
And basically, yeah, like he I think personalities do make bands. Whether you're like all in on a band, I think having a personality, it doesn't necessarily have to be the singer, but I think it helps.
It sure does.
And yeah, I think without Wino, that personality factor is not there.
For this band, it is absolutely not, because we have several more albums, so
which is insane. We should be done.
But we are not. So let's get ready. Oh boy, this came out 1992. Yeah, this is 1992. This is C.O.D, which is, I guess, stands for Children of Doom.
Skip that intro, go straight to that. Although the intro I do enjoy more than most stuff on this album. Ooh, production.
Ooh.
Hello, production.
Who got money?
Suddenly they got some money.
Why the fuck is... I mean, I'm glad he didn't change them, but like, why the fuck is this produced by Don Dawkins? Like...
I don't know, but that Wikipedia photo of him is fucking funny.
I mean, like, that is like glam hair metal shit.
It is.
So, I mean, I'm glad he didn't like...
Oh boy, hold on. You gotta hear these vocals.
This is singer Christian
Linderson, his only album with this band. And he is the worst singer.
It is crazy to hear like this booming bass and bass drums now.
Yeah, the drums sound the most 80s, but everything else sounds pretty good. I want everyone to soak in these vocals for a second. Hold on.
Okay.
That's the range you're getting from this guy. All right, no more, because
Worsley's favorite.
Same. We did it.
We lined up.
It's been a long
time.
Long fucking time.
It's been months since we've lined up. Oh my God. This fucking guy is
the
so
one
bad.
that shouldn't be streaming.
I was blown away because, as you all heard, that production comes in giant, fucking powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Wino was still in the band.
Nope.
And then this guy starts singing and my hopes and dreams were just shattered. That chorus is not only the most offensive thing on the album to me, one of them anyway, but it's also the best representation of what he can do vocally. Damn near nothing. We are the children of doom.
And you
does nothing.
Do not need fucking 60 plus minutes of it.
This is the longest album. It's over an hour. I can't believe how bad this fucking thing is.
It's fucking exhausting. But yeah, that's just like cookie cutter stuff. It makes me grow fond for old Scotty Riegers.
Scott Riegers at least is interesting. I may not like what he does, but holy shit, he's doing something. This guy is doing nothing. He's taking up space. These songs, this would be an infinitely better album instrumental. And these aren't exactly the best riffs. It just would be better anyway.
Because I was like, the first song didn't wow me, but maybe this will grow. And then on Planet of Judgment, I wrote, these vocals are just serviceable. That's it.
He is literally just following the guitar line.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it in the past, but he is exactly doing that.
It's just a singer. Like there had to be someone better.
There was almost anyone better, but that's the thing. Planet of Judgment is fine. Like there's two songs that I think are fine. It's Planet of Judgment and Plague of Man, which I think Plague of Man is the only one that's an okay song. Planet of Judgment, it's just okay. It gets better as it goes on. The vocals get worse as it goes on. But Plague of Man is one of the stronger Doom tracks on here. It still doesn't hold a candle to the earlier stuff, but it's all right. I mean, Christian really is ruining the song. The riffs are okay though.
I started checking out on that song. I had to pause it, go for a walk, and then come back to it because I was just like,
it's a bit much. These songs are
so fucking bored on this one.
Very lengthy. That is an 8-minute song.
I Am Screaming Banshee. You get a little bit more high energy, but also there were some riffs on there where it sounded like Dave's dipping into Ramones a little bit.
It's terrible. It's punky and generic. Yeah, it's punky, but every punk band did it better. Every single one.
Sure.
Jesus. Shadow of a Skeleton. I mean, that's one where there's no variety. It's nothing. There's a few examples, but that one, when I say these riffs are half written, I'm being generous, dude. It's like, it feels like he started writing a riff and then just stopped. And there it is. Hey, it's a song now.
I think that's what they did with this fucking album, honestly.
And why is it so long?
It is an album that does not need to exist. Then I know you hate Imagination Man. Because that is some old timey rock and roll shit right there.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks real bad. Hate it. And Fear is another interesting one because it's happy sounding and it still fucking blows, but it's weird to have a happy Doom song.
Yeah, I think in a sea of forgettable things, that one's kind of elevated a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, for me, that was something where I was not great.
It's at least different.
It stands out. Yeah.
I don't like it at all, though. What else is actually different on here?
Getaway.
Yeah.
What is
yeah.
I think musically that is real interesting. They're doing the guitar riff he plays over the tom beat.
The drums are by far the most interesting and best thing about that song.
I was like, is this proto Tool? Although I guess Tool started in 92. But I was just why is this making me think of Tool? That's fucking...
The drums are pretty wild.
Out of all the albums, it's the one real genuine.
It goes hard. Yeah, for sure. And it has a really edgy, dramatic intro. I don't think it works ultimately, but... And it's also 7 fucking boring minutes. It's only the drumming that makes it at all worth listening to.
Talking about it, it's probably the only song I'll go back to. Make sure I feel the way I do.
I still won't, but I do
understand.
I do appreciate a good drumming when I hear it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I mean, there's not
pretty much.
The only got left is a transition track and a closer, and the closer is Hallow's Victim Exhumed, which is more of the same. It's average as shit, dude.
I wish it was Hallow's Victim 2.
Oh, Jesus.
T-O-O.
Hallow's Victim as well? In addition, Hallow's Victim? It's miserable. This is, and I had a feeling this would be worse on first listen. And by the end, there was zero doubt. This is just so holy crap, man.
Yeah, I mean, as we've established, Dave is already not a strong riff writer.
No, and then you throw in the most bland vocalist I've heard in a long time. I mean, Jesus Christ. Last week we did fucking Scratch Acid. Week before we did the Sugar Cubes. We had two of the most insane and interesting and, in Bjork's case, amazing vocalists, and then you get this guy. We are the children of doom. Yeah. Fucking A, man.
It is quite the world we live in.
Indeed. But both of our worst and least favorites. So here we go. We're ready to move on. So now we got Scott back.
Yes, we got Scott back at least.
Well, we're going to talk about it. This is 1995's Die Healing.
Having some issues for whatever reason. So I'm going.
We have to like skip around and then go back to it.
There we go. I thought maybe.
I thought maybe as well. I thought maybe real hard.
Yeah. Just ends up being
Bad?
I would say lower end of okay. I'm going to be a little more generous.
Okay, all right, you do that.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Chandler's real big on this album for some reason.
I read that as well.
Yeah.
And, I can see how I don't see eye to eye with this guy.
Yeah.
Just generally.
About the first album was like the unpolishedness, like it has its charms, and now when everything is clean,
I'll tell you what's happening now.
Sure, please.
I think we all get the idea. Yeah. It's not gonna change that much.
What happened, I believe, was Scott took a little cue from our buddy King Diamond. Hard.
Sure. And who wouldn't, really?
This whole record, and he's on one more. He is just copying King Diamond. And I don't mean like everyone thinks the falsetto when they think King Diamond. I don't mean that. I mean his fucking dramatic barks,
choice, yeah.
The fucking Muppet, that shit.
Yeah.
The theatrical kind of yelling lines, yelling one line and then singing one line and then yelling a line and then doing voices. He's doing all of that here.
Mm-hmm.
He's going full King Diamond, except instead of going falsetto, he does this fucking lounge act music. Like, it is unbearable. I hate this album.
Yes, there are not a lot of bright spots on here.
No.
I think One Mind is the example. Like, if you do one song to like hear what Mike is talking about, the following track, One Mind, he runs the gamut of all those things you were just talking about.
Not just him, but the song itself is the most egregious Hand of Doom ripoff I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Put it on. Just hey, okay. I want you all to, before he puts it on, to just remember the song Hand of Doom by Black Sabbath. Now,
side note, there's a what's the other druggie from Caius Queens of the Stone Age?
not Josh Homme.
Nick Oliveri. Black Sabbath tribute band with a lady called Hand of Doom, and it's very cool. Because I don't know when we'd ever talk about that, but that is a very cool like tribute band thing. Anyways,
instead we have this original song called One Mind.
This slower.
It's not even that much slower.
Yeah.
It actually might be a little faster. What you gonna do? There's a couple different notes, but you know where they got the inspiration.
100% you do, yeah.
Okay, I mean, you get the idea. Holy shit, that song blows.
Oh my God. I think I could tolerate one thing on here, like as its own thing, and that is sloth. I think because that goes again.
I was going to say,
What?
Yeah,
the same
that-
song?
Yeah, same song.
What I said
It's-
at the very beginning about the bass driven kind of creepy crawly stuff.
yeah,
It's that kind of thing.
it's kind of disturbing how in lockstep we are about
This band?
this band.
Oh man, like Scott is annoying for sure, but it is a real Doom song. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I wrote I liked it, but also if I want to be a dick about it, it's boring Boris the song.
Yeah, I guess so. It is 8 minutes too. So here's the thing: where the last album, as bad as it was, I found two things on there that I was okay with. Like sort of, I found one thing on this album that I was okay with. I think there are more good songs on that shit album than here.
Interesting.
Except the bad songs here aren't as offensive as the bad songs on that one.
Sure.
Like overall, it is better. It's just still bad though.
Yeah, this is a bunch of stubbing your toe, where the other one is like the bad songs are like outright assault.
Yeah. It's still a bummer. And it really, I can't even blame it all on Scott because the riffs are just so weak. And again, just you've heard it before, or it sounds like a kid wrote it, which is the meanest thing I've ever. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a great guy, but holy crap, I hate this.
But also, like, some bands can get away with being dinosaurs, like Slayer or Motorhead, because they have like this sound or this like unique thing to them,
A character to it.
Yeah, where like here it's just like, you know, maybe their shtick in the 80s was cute and unique, but like, you know, this is right after grunge.
Yeah, I know it's just 95, man. Holy
there's
God.
no shortage of good, slow, heavy music around this time.
We
too.
already had both Lysol and Bullhead.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I think we have a little bit to got some competition there. Like
For sure. It doesn't feel like they stepped up to.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the metal equivalent of Devo, where they pioneered this whole thing. They were super innovative at the time, and then in the 90s, they just kind of kept doing it, and they didn't change it or involve upon it at all.
Yeah, it reminds me of like a take your sports, whatever sports you like. You know, someone comes into the league, real good, real hot, but then people adapt. Now you got footage of them. Now you got
tape.
Now you got people coming in who are inspired by them, who are better, and they refuse to change. And it's just I don't believe this guy. And they end up on the bench.
For sure.
Dave, you're on the bench.
I don't believe Dave is refusing to change. I
think it's like what he knows in his soul.
I think this is just what he does. I think he's playing exactly what comes out of him, which is good. Good that he's doing that. I don't like it, and I don't think it's offering anything that much different. And that's why, like, he needs a collaborator. And that's like I was saying earlier about character. Like, yeah, honestly, if you're a fan of this band, you can't really argue. I can't really argue with that person that Motorhead is doing anything better or Slayer is doing anything better, because both of those are absolutely doing the same thing over and over again. We just prefer it because we like how they do it.
Sure, I think in Motorhead's case, it's Lemmy's voice, and then in Slayer,
or his bass tone, or the fucking just the style of riff. And Slayer, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Jeff and Carrie just got riffs on riffs.
So, and if you feel that way about St. Vitus, God bless you. But for this album, going and listening to it a couple times, Scott Regers is the most characteristic thing on here, and I hate him. And also, King Diamond did it better. That's what I get out of it.
Yeah.
Going in blind.
Yeah.
So they broke up after this.
Yes. What did it? Broke up the following year, 96. They would go on a bit of a hiatus, if you want to call it that.
A little bit.
And then, they would reunite for a one-off gig with Wino in 2004, and then a full tour in 2009, which maybe is when I saw them around that time. Unfortunately, original drummer Acosta would leave the band due to health issues, and he passed away 2010 due to I'm tongue-tied. Heart problems, basically.
Yeah, arterial complications.
Arterial
Yeah, it sounds
complications.
like heart problems.
And they bring in this guy.
What's his name?
Henry Vasquez.
Oh, yeah, Henry Vasquez. Yeah.
So I don't think he's really known for anything, but unfortunate when, outside of singers, it's really hard to keep the band intact like that. So.
Oh, dude, yeah, especially like people take for granted drummers and stuff, but that's a big one. It's important. Like people really do take for granted like when a drummer dies or leaves. Like that's why I brought up a long time ago, but the fucking band Sun City Girls, where that was one I really respected because I really liked that band, a crazy experimental band. And as soon as the drummer died, they're like, we're done.
We're done.
Nope, we are not. Yeah, it's too paramount to the sound. But anyway, you ready?
I'm ready.
So this is the reunion. This is 2012's Lillie F65.
Why do I scream
He's back.
This feels so good. This isn't even, in my opinion, not even an amazing album.
I don't think it's a good album at all.
But I'm just like, this is the Force Awakens for St. Vitus. It just needed to be
Okay.
yes.
It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels nice and warm. I love his voice. He fits so much better with this band than anyone else.
Yeah. It is also kind of nice to hear like more modern production.
Oh yeah.
Like you finally get like the big boom.
Finally sounds very good. This song blows. Like those are spectacularly weak riffs.
I think I was just like, oh, he's back.
I'm glad he's back. I was pretty let down by this album and that opener. However, what is it that I always say? That Wino songs are the best songs.
Yeah.
Fucking Vertigo.
Vertigo's so fucking good.
So good.
They're one of their few, I'll say one of their few instrumentals.
Yeah,
like,
there's one of the instrumental on here.
Well, I just don't like, it's probably a Wino thing. Like there's not really a lot of melodies in this band, but like when they do.
When he does
it.
Because again, it's more the fucking acoustic, atmospheric, pretty kind of thing, which they only do when he's there because he writes it. It's 2 minutes. It's the best thing that they've done in like 3 albums.
Yes,
it's so crazy. It's gone immediately. It's over immediately because this is. I mean, the rest are Doom songs.
I do like how unhinged the Bleeding Ground is. Because usually Doom, it's noisy. It's not pleasant, but it is. There's a certain rhythm and formula to it.
I do like the fast bit at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, after Wino left, I feel I kind of skipped over it, but the albums following his exit, I feel like they kind of struggled to write evil riffs. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like they're just like Sabbath without the evil, and particularly one song which I'm blanking on. Oh, Waste of Time.
Waste of Time.
That one, yes. Bring some evil back into
very
it.
sickly, very good.
Because they also have a very cool logo.
Oh yeah, the V with the cross.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think songs like that really fit the aesthetic of the band.
For sure. That's like, man, that song actually rules. It's the first really doomy thing on here. Like,
really the only thing that pissed me off is Withdraw, because like you could have just tacked it.
Withdrawal, yeah.
You could have just tacked that on the end of Dependence. It's
cut it completely.
One of the two.
Because let's talk about Dependence / Withdrawal. Because Dependence, I get it. They're like fucking yin and yang, or not yin and yang, but fucking two sister songs. Withdrawal is not a song. Dependence is the song. And then at the end, it goes full feedback, nothing happening, all atmosphere for like a couple minutes. And then it goes into Withdrawal, which just continues the feedback for 3.5 minutes. So you get 10 minutes of mostly feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 2 minutes independence of feedback. I think that was good enough. I felt like that was good enough.
A minute, yeah.
I'm sure it's a conceptual thing. I don't care. It's boring.
I'm very selective with my ambient and noise stuff where it is placed on I couldn't even tell you how or when why I care for other ones.
It's not an exact science how feedback works. Some people just can do it really well. But the song dependence I think is rad.
Yeah. No bad songs on here, but
I find stuff to be pretty average, maybe not blatantly bad.
It's nothing I'm going to be like, yo, you got to check this out. And
I think Let Them Fall is the most offensively boring thing on here for me, just riff wise, because I also don't care much for Blessed Night. But again, it's inoffensive. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not exactly a full return to form, but it is a hell of a lot better than the last few.
Yes.
But Wino's gone again after this.
Yeah. So 2015, they would start performing shows with Scott Regers for the first time in 20 years for the, I don't know how many people like that. I'm sure someone does. And if you are, good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
And then another unfortunate thing with bassist Mark Andrews. He could no longer perform due to Parkinson's. So
Jesus Christ.
He didn't pass away, but if you're a musician and you get something that affects your playing, I can't imagine this fucking awful.
That's fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then, like Mike said, incident trying to play in Norway and, bringing meth.
And I mean, I get it. Like, even watching that old interview, he was saying all the stuff. And I thought, like, well, the second he goes on tour, he's relapsing because that takes a lot of work to be able to resist and be around it. And some people just simply cannot be around it. I don't know how, I mean, maybe he's that kind of guy, but some people that recover can be around people doing that and it's not a problem. Others cannot.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Exactly. So I think like, well, if he goes on tour, he's gonna get bored and he's gonna get a little anxious probably, and he's probably gonna get the itch.
Yeah.
And sure enough, meth came a knocking.
Yeah.
And so did the police.
And Norway said, you can't come in.
Yes. So is that a death reference?
Oh no, I was thinking of Lil Richard.
Oh, that is.
You keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Yeah.
Too bad Lil Richard has 100 albums.
Oh yeah.
Also, your favorite form of rock and roll music.
Oh, I hate it. I think he was important. I don't like necessarily the music though. But we got one left, and this doesn't have a wiki on it, so we're just going to be going by what we wrote down.
Who's ever credited on Discogs.
Exactly. So this came out 2019. This is the second self-titled St. Vitus record. More solid ass production.
Waiting for those vocals pretty much. And this isn't exactly the most riveting riff.
No, it's not. But I was going to make a weird comparison once the vocals come in. When you're with Wino, it's like you're at your dad's all weekend, eating ice cream for dinner, staying up late.
And now you're back with boring old mom. I don't think this is a bad riff here, though. This is a good riff.
It's got some beefiness to it. Yeah.
Very sludgy.
What is the
You miss me, I'm back.
what's What's the current bass player on this album, Pat?
Pat Bruders.
Well, what's he from? I see he has his. Unlike everyone else not named Wido, he actually has his own.
Oh, he's from Down.
Oh.
And Goathor.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Crowbar. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been around. All right. So Scott is back and he's
Doing the exact same shit.
If you like Rieger's,
This is
St. Vitus, I'm sure.
If you like Rieger's, this album's dynamite, dude. It's actually not that bad. Aside from him, there's some bangers on here.
There's some like I actually like Prelude too.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah.
He also, but to be fair, he's not going full asshole in that song. He's a lot more mellow, a lot more toned down.
And yeah, to my surprise, 12 years in the tomb.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
In my opinion, this is probably like the second best Scott album.
Honestly, I could go either way between this and the first album.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't that bad at all. He's annoying as fuck, but everything else.
I think a low point on here is the song Wormhole.
Indeedy duty.
His choice in vocal performance is laughable on there.
Awful.
Yes.
How also the fucking main riff is just a shittier knockoff of Black Dog. I think not Black Dog. Yeah, I think Black Dog.
Zeppelin?
Yeah, Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Put it on. Maybe I'm thinking of a different song.
Hold on. Yeah. Also, I will say with that Wormhole, that's the song we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm, you're not a lyric man, but I noticed, I thought maybe it was an accident or coincidental. All the lyrics are callbacks to other songs.
Interesting.
He says things about window panes, zombies, and white stallions.
Let's see. This is Wormhole? This is Wormhole.
Did it do one of the things where the song jumped on me? It did.
Yeah, that
it did one of the.
That's Hourglass, and that song is pretty good.
No,
that's 12 years into music.
Sorry.
I was like, wait, why is this good?
It did the thing where the song jumped on me. This is a slow version of Black Dog.
Right? It's the first half of the Black Dog riff, but slower and repeated.
Oh man, I'm so glad I do this with you because.
It's what the hell, man?
You're so good at catching that shit.
I just can't forget a riff, I guess. Yeah. All right, you guys hear it.
Yeah.
If you guys don't hear the similarities, you're out of your fucking mind.
Also, I think how this could get like, especially a band like this where everything's so samey. I think I get like a little lost in the St. Vitus sauce.
I mistakenly said Hourglass a second ago. So since we're speaking of riffs that sound like other riffs, tell me, Alex.
Yes.
Tell me that main riff doesn't sound just like Wicked Pussycat
On fucking Hourglass?
Yes.
Does
Tell
it
me
take
that.
a while to come in?
No, it shouldn't.
Okay. I accidentally queued something up because I thought we were not done speaking about the album. I thought we were done listening. So Hourglass.
Yes!
I like the way, hey. Oh my god!
All right.
My favorite Danzig song.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
I don't even know. I'm this wicked pussycat in
They
me.
sure did.
I don't even. Let me look at some notes. Oh, fucking City Park. Get the fuck.
Oh, you don't like that one?
That was the swampy one where it's just kind of like, I don't want to say riffs. But
It's barely a song. It's mostly just sounds.
I guess it's more creative than Withdraw, at least.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the creepiness works. I like the darkness of it, and it's not really that much of a song, so I can't really complain that much. It's unnecessary, but I think in terms of unnecessary tracks, it's not bad.
And then I will say Useless is, it's kind of an ode to hardcore punk, it sounds like.
It is a hardcore punk song. It is high speed. I believe that's Dave on vocals. I'm almost certain.
But much like the Sabbath influence, it really doesn't not really content to do anything wacky or crazy. It's hardcore punk.
It is a hardcore. It is straightforward. I kind of like it just because they've never
It's
gone
something different. Yes,
They've never gone full hardcore punk. It's short. It is the only song in the entire discography that's like that. It's novel. I'll take it, and it's over immediately.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we did it. I was not expecting to talk about them this long,
Dude, nor was I. But also, I wasn't expecting this album to be this not that bad. Like,
yeah,
man, I was expecting a shit show.
just each album needs to cement C.O.D's place as the worst album they've ever done.
They really will never top how bad that one is. It's remarkable. It's remarkable how bad that one came out.
I think they're safe no matter.
I think they're all right. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter how many. I mean, we're running out of members here though.
It's true. We got one left, well, 1.5 left if you count Scott.
If you want to be generous and say 3 members with
Why no?
Yeah.
Oh man, but God bless them, man. They really helped pioneer a genre of music that no one likes, but I would do really respect, and I do like it.
It is interesting because yes, like Born Too Late is like, you know, I think it is everything people say it is, like a watershed moment for the genre and all that stuff. But then it's just like we said, their peers adapted and did it way better.
Or they built the subgenre.
Yeah.
They created something bigger with it, and these guys just kind of stuck with the formula. Not even the formula, just stuck with what
the foundation.
Yeah,
I guess.
they stuck with the foundation.
Yeah.
But still doesn't mean that there isn't some gems to be had along the way. Although,
yes. And introduced us to Wino. So although I guess he had the Obsessed.
He did.
He would have found a way.
But the Obsessed isn't doomy, right? They're a little bit more on the punk other kind of. Well, I don't even know what they're like, a hybrid of a bunch of stuff.
No, they're kind of like not the same sounding, but
they definitely have that hard rockness to it. I'm assuming just because everything Wino does kind of has that.
Yes. Yeah, they get the stoner metal, and doom metal. Yeah, but I would be interested in doing that now.
Oh yeah, well now people will.
Now we've opened the door to the. Or I guess we opened the door to the Wino verse with the Shrine Builder.
That's why Edward requested this, because of that. But short, quick, easy recap.
Best personal favorite, Born Too Late. Please listen to that album if you have it. Worst, least favorite, C.O.D. It's the fucking Van Halen 3.
It is the Van Halen 3
of St. Vitus's discography.
And same picture me. That's cut and dry. This was very cut and dry.
Yep.
But thank you so much for listening and watching. Thank you, Edward, for pledging and supporting us and requesting this. I hope you were not displeased with our relentless analysis.
Well, you know, what else are we? That's what we do. That's the podcast.
We got nothing. Also, since we're done with the episode, new lens, new light setup. The video looks a little different. I think we got it for next episode. We got to brighten them up a little bit.
Okay.
It's too warm. I got to do some color correcting. And it's also making the TV brighter. The TV is the brightest thing in the room.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's changing things because the TV is so bright. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm getting the if anybody gets headaches, I'm getting like the auras, but that has nothing to do with the
I hope not.
No, nothing to do with the setup.
But I am so the second I fucking bought this lens, I was like, "Ooh, baby, it's gonna get real nice." Oh yeah. It's just the shit I geek out about. Anyway, that's nothing to do with anything. Thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out, supporting us. If you like the video, please like the video and share it and leave comments. Tell the algorithm you like us or tell it you hate us. I don't fucking care. Just make us be seen.
Tell a friend you like us. Make your friends listen to us. Make your family listen to us. Maybe
fuck your family, but your friends, unless you have a really cool family. But really, if you watch this far, you're a weirdo who likes weird music, who likes music no one else likes. We need you. We need people like you. We need more of you fucking weirdos, because these are the people we talk to. These are the people we like. These are the people we have things in common with. These are the people we want listening to the fucking podcast, to be honest.
And like Mike said at the top of the hour. I don't even know if I'm using that correctly. You know,
Close enough.
The Discord is coming soon, so you can communicate with fellow weirdos.
We want to bring these fucking outcasts and losers and deadbeats and probably going to be alone forever. I want us all in the same pool because it's all males here, by the way. We just all hang on one giant male pile of men. And it's going to be a good time, dude. It's going to be a great time.
Also, I don't know if they know this, but we used to joke, or I used to joke early on, the foundation for this podcast was married women. Like,
oh yeah, that's true.
Hillary, Connie, and Ariana were like the regulars.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
When we started, so
dude, we've expanded to just dudes.
It's gone in the total opposite direction.
Complete opposite. But anybody who wants to fucking talk about scratch acid, come join us, man. Come join us on the Patreon. Come join us on anywhere. Just fucking hang out, dude.
If you have cool wino stories or links to interviews, I would like to see those.
Oh yeah. So that was one giant way to say patreon.com/APLMever. Yeah, the bonus episodes, I start talking, I've been discussing my fucking collection of really, really, really weird, obscure records that I think are delightful and should be worth checking out. We do loose ends. Of course, anybody who knows us knows loose ends. If we miss an album from a band, or if a band that we've covered previously puts out something new, we throw it on a loose ends. Patreon gets it months in advance, almost even permanently in advance. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. You get 20% off all our merch. And if you're tier 2, baby, if you're tier 2, then you get to suggest artists for us. Get us to cover exactly who you want us to cover, just like Edward. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Spotify playlist on St. Vitus. You can find a link in the description. We got playlists associated with every single episode, except for 2, because the bands were very, very hard to find. Just ignore that. Find them all at everyalbumever.com. You can follow me on all social media at PanderMonkey, and you can follow Alex on Instagram
at Mother Puncture.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. So I think that about does it.
Yes, sir.
So what we gonna listen to?
I think we're gonna do Clear Window Pane here. Because I feel like we got a taste of some other things, and I like that song.
Hell yeah. So thank you so much for listening and watching. See ya.